All right, if you're anywhere from the southern plains into the Mississippi River Valley over the next 3 days, this forecast is for you. We are staring down one of the most significant multi-day severe weather setups of 2026, and this season has already been violent. Just 2 days ago, an EF4 tornado leveled portions of Enid, Oklahoma. The atmosphere is reloading for another major outbreak. 3 consecutive days, 3 distinct threats, every single one of them serious. So let's get right into the forecast. Here is the big picture. Today, Saturday, April 25th, an enhanced risk of severe weather, level 3 out of 5, covers the heart of Oklahoma and Kansas, including Oklahoma City, Tulsa, and Wichita. A slight risk extends toward Dallas-Fort Worth and the ArkLaTex. The Storm Prediction Center is running a 10% tornado probability and a 45% hail probability today, and that hail number tells you exactly what the headline hazard is this afternoon. Sunday reloads across central Kansas and into the Kansas City corridor with another enhanced risk. And Monday, hear this clearly if you live anywhere from the Midwest into the Mississippi Valley, Monday may be the most impactful day of the three. Machine learning severe probability models have flagged values above 62% for a corridor covering central Illinois, Missouri, western Kentucky, and northern Arkansas. At a 4-day forecast range, that is an exceptionally rare signal. Forecasters are calling Monday a screaming classic tornado outbreak setup. All 3 days demand your attention. The engine driving today's storms is a shortwave trough rotating out of the southern Rockies and deepening a surface low across northwest Texas. That surface low is pulling Gulf moisture northward aggressively. Dew points across Oklahoma are surging into the mid to upper 60s Fahrenheit, tropical level moisture for late April. Mixed layer CAPE values are forecast in the 3,000 to 4,000 joules per kilogram range across southern Oklahoma and North Texas by late afternoon. And then there is the wind shear. A 25 to 30 knot low-level jet is developing across North Texas into east central Oklahoma, with 0 to 3 kilometer storm relative helicity values projected in the 300 to 400 meters squared per second squared range by early evening. Those are textbook supercell tornado values. By Sunday into Monday, a negatively tilted shortwave ejecting from the Rockies rapidly deepens another surface low, amplifying moisture transport and building the environment for Monday's major event. Now let's talk timing for today. The cap has been holding storms back through the morning, and that continues through early afternoon. First initiation is expected around 4 to 5 p.m., along the advancing dry line and a leftover outflow boundary from overnight convection across North Texas. That outflow boundary across southern Oklahoma and the Red River Valley is where the atmosphere has its deepest moisture and most impressive wind shear simultaneously stacked. That is exactly where the most dangerous storms fire first. By 5 to 6 p.m., if you are near Tulsa, Durant, or Ardmore, you need to be weather aware, and your vehicle needs to be under cover right now. The hail threat today is not about golf balls. The Storm Prediction Center has outlined a hatched hail area with probabilities for hailstones exceeding 3 inches in diameter. Some of the most intense supercell cores could produce even larger across central and southeast Oklahoma, northeast Texas, and areas around Grayson County and Denton. This is property-damaging, vehicle-destroying hail. By 6 to 7 p.m., storm coverage expands significantly, with supercells developing from Wichita southward toward Dallas-Fort Worth. The Dallas corridor presents a conditional risk. Whether a discrete supercell fires near the metro remains uncertain, but if one does, it faces an environment with exceptional hail potential and a real tornado threat in one of the most populated corridors in the country. The storms with the highest tornado probability today will be south and east of Oklahoma City, where boundary interaction amplifies low-level helicity most dramatically. Any supercell in that zone must be treated as an immediate tornado threat. Between 7 and 9 p.m., storm interactions push convection toward a more linear mode, shifting the hazard toward damaging straight-line winds. By 9 to 10 p.m., wind damage becomes dominant. though isolated QLCS tornadoes remain possible overnight into the Shreveport area and northwest Mississippi through Sunday morning. Sunday has a different character than today. The big question is whether storms can fire across Oklahoma and North Texas. The atmosphere is loaded, and significant tornado parameter values are impressive in the warm sector, but the cap could shut down storm initiation across that southern corridor. And here is what matters. If storms fail to fire in Oklahoma and Texas, that bottled-up atmospheric energy helps fuel an even bigger Monday. Kansas is a different story. Discrete supercell development is expected Sunday afternoon along and west of the I-135 corridor near Wichita and just west of Manhattan. When those supercells go up, the tornado environment is favorable. 2 to 3 discrete supercells is a reasonable expectation, and anyone carries long-track tornado potential. The initial hazard will be very large hail. Then, as the low-level jet builds through the afternoon, the tornado threat builds right alongside it. By early evening, those storms push toward Kansas City. Storm mode transitions toward a more linear structure, and the threat profile shifts toward damaging winds. A tornado near or west of Kansas City cannot be ruled out through roughly midnight. Overnight, the system tracks into northern Missouri and southern Iowa, with a damaging wind and low tornado threat persisting well into the night. Do not go to sleep Sunday without a weather alert system that can wake you up. And then Monday. I need to be very direct here. The data for Monday is producing signals that meteorologists do not see at this forecast range very often. The Weather Prediction Center is describing a potent negatively tilted shortwave supporting rapid surface low deepening across the Central Plains, pulling anomalous Gulf moisture northward into the Mississippi Valley. SPC guidance mentions strong tornadoes, large hail, and potentially widespread damaging winds across the mid-Mississippi Valley. And machine learning severe probability models are showing values above 62% in the peak zone, one of the highest extended range signals of 2026. Forecasters are not hedging on this one. Here is how Monday develops. Morning hours across Iowa and Illinois will have widespread storms, but these early storms lack the instability and shear of the afternoon environment and are not the primary concern. The critical window opens around midday to 2 p.m. when discrete supercells begin firing ahead of the cold front. If you are in central Illinois or Missouri and a supercell develops near you between noon and 3 p.m., treat it as an immediate tornado threat. Long-track tornado potential is specifically being highlighted for this early supercell phase. By 3 to 4 p.m., storm mode likely transitions toward a fast-moving squall line through central and western Illinois, carrying a widespread damaging wind threat with gusts of 60 mph or greater across a large footprint, and tornadoes embedded within that line remain a concern. By 8 to 9 p.m., additional supercells may fire near St. Louis and into northern Arkansas, any of them carrying tornado potential, and the threat does not end there. Overnight, strong tornadoes after midnight are a real possibility across western Kentucky, Tennessee, the Memphis area, Nashville, and Paducah. If you are in Tennessee, western Kentucky, or northern Mississippi, do not go to sleep Monday night without a plan and a reliable warning system. The threat may linger into Tuesday morning across parts of Tennessee and the Carolinas. From a technical standpoint, what makes Monday alarming is the convergence of a deeply developing surface low tracking toward the Corn Belt, a roaring subtropical jet delivering powerful deep layer shear, and an anomalously moisture-rich warm sector. As tall thunderstorm updrafts interact with that rapidly changing wind field with height, conditions for supercell organization and long-track tornado production are textbook. The overnight QLCS component adds dangerous complexity. Roughly 1 in 5 U.S. tornadoes forms within a quasi-linear convective system, and they are far more difficult to warn for at night when embedded in a fast-moving storm line. Beyond Monday, the pattern stays active. Signals are emerging for another round of damaging winds and large hail from central Illinois back into East Texas around Wednesday. And the overall late April into early May pattern looks like it will keep the Plains and Mississippi Valley in recurring severe weather mode. This is an extended and dangerous pattern. Your bottom line, today, protect your vehicles and know your shelter before 4 p.m. if you are across central Oklahoma and Kansas, and watch the Dallas corridor throughout the afternoon. Sunday, focus on central Kansas from Wichita toward Kansas City for afternoon supercell development and keep a close eye on the overnight threat. And Monday, treat it as a major severe weather day anywhere from Iowa to Louisiana and from Kansas to Kentucky. Have multiple ways to receive warnings. Identify your shelter before Monday morning arrives, not Monday afternoon. The data is telling a very serious story, and the time to prepare is right now. Make sure you are subscribed so you catch every update as this 3-day outbreak develops. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video.